invite PSX Chairperson Dr. Shamshad Akhtar to please come to the podium to say a few words and welcome the esteemed, distinguished guests we have today.
Assalamu alaikum to everybody and Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. A very warm welcome to Mr. Nick Pollard. The CFA Institute and CFA Society Pakistan are important partners for PSX. I have first-hand witnessed that. We together promote best practices in corporate governance, such as transparent reporting, ethical standard, board diversity, risk management, and I can go on and on. We together serve the interest of stakeholders, investors, companies, and market participants. The CFA community in Pakistan has provided invaluable contribution by promoting global investment performance standards, the GIPS, Code of Ethics and Standards, and the Asset Management Manager Code. This is just to talk about few important pieces. Collaboration between CFA, capital market institutions, and regulators is growing. Our common interest to help corporates transform their businesses, to implement sustainable development goals, and the 3 pillars of ESG, which we have all, I'm sure by now, good understanding of it, but we can talk further about it. PSX and PICG, which is the Pakistan Institute of Corporate Governance, set up a task force that includes industry practitioners, and they were the first one to launch ESG advocacy few years back, emphasizing its value proposition, developing across PSX client tremendous awareness and understanding of the technicalities and challenges of its architecture and multi-benefits in terms of financial and non-financial returns. There's a lot that's going on, and I wouldn't be able to do service if I went too deeper into some of these elements. So let me briefly touch upon what PSX has been doing. Behind the scenes, PSX is encouraging long-term value for both issuers and investors, and ESG issues are to be critical in this context. And there's a lot that's going on to develop an understanding. PSX, a listed company, plans to integrate sustainability across its own platform and guide market cap companies by introducing ESG disclosure requirements and associated risk and opportunities. We have a template for GRI that has been pulled together with the support of our knowledge partner, KPMG. The GRI, everybody knows, global reporting. And PSX, as a key market intermediary, connects issuers, investors, and listed companies, enterprises across various industries, and will require compliance with regulations to raise capital and invest in sustainability. PSX will work with key stakeholders, assessing sustainability and ESG concerns across sectors and promoting awareness through data collection and reporting practices. PSX is working with international data providers to enhance the visibility of listed companies, which hopefully shall result in attracting global ESG funds in our market. PSX is to raise awareness amongst companies and investors further through joint efforts along with CFA, PICG, and several other stakeholders. We hope to develop and launch ESG products such as indices. So a lot of background work is underway. It's relatively new. We are a member of the World Federation of Exchanges and have also joined the United Nations Sustainable Stock Exchange window.
I will now call upon the following guests on stage for the Gong ceremony. Mr. Nick Pollard, Managing Director, APEC Region, CFA Institute. Ms. Rasina Abdullah, Director, Partnerships and Client Solutions, CFA Institute. Mr. Mohammad Shoaib, Director, CFA Society, Pakistan. Ms. Sarwat Ehsan, CFA Society, Pakistan. From PSX, of course, I would like to invite Dr. Shamshad Akhtar, Chairperson, PSX, and our management team members who are here to join the group for the Gong striking ceremony. Please join us on stage for the Gong.
Most of you are already aware of the CFA program, but one aspect of the CFA Institute and the CFA Society, which is not so well known, is the work that it does in the area of corporate governance, in the area of bringing transparency and efficiency in capital markets. And Dr. Shamshad Akhtar already knows about it, so he already mentioned about that, a little bit about it. So CFA Society Pakistan has been around for 20 years, and the contribution of the CFA Society Pakistan has been tremendous in providing the manpower for the asset management companies and the brokerage houses. So while we don't have many international brokerage houses now, but I remember when the society was formed 20 years ago, there were a number of international brokerage houses operating in Pakistan. And one of their requirements was to have the CFA charter holders as their investment analysts. And that was the turning point where the CFA Society Pakistan was formed. And Alhamdulillah, today we have, I don't have the exact number, but in the last 20 years, CFA Society Pakistan and the CFA Institute has produced about close to 1,000 CFA charter holders from Pakistan. So that's a big asset base for Pakistan, and actually many, probably about 300 to 400 of the CFA charter holders who qualified from Pakistan are serving internationally, mostly in the Middle East, in North America, in Europe, and they are obviously our ambassadors around the world, and at the same time they are bringing a lot of remittances to Pakistan as well. So they are adding a lot of value. As Dr. Shamshad Akhtar mentioned, CFA Society Pakistan is a member of the task force set up by the madam as chairperson of this PSX and PICG for ESG, and we are working very closely on the task force, and we are trying to add as much value as we can. Just to update the audience here, we have also recently worked on a publication on regulations and practices for the independent directors in Pakistan, where we have mapped the regulation and the practices in Pakistan and compared it with 6 other regional markets. And we, after publishing that, preparing that publication in collaboration with PACRA, we had a series of roundtables in Karachi and Lahore, where we engaged a number of senior directors and chairpersons and executive and non-executive directors to get their point of view. And after that, we prepared a set of recommendations which have been submitted to SECP. And I'm glad to report that recently SECP has issued for public comment some regulation about sequential voting, and that was one of the recommendations from the director's report that we prepared.
Thank you, Mohammed. Dr. Akhtar, honoured guests, thank you very much for inviting Rasina and myself to be with you this morning. It's 4 years since I've been in Pakistan, and I guess a lot has happened in the last 4 years in every market around the world. And certainly we're in for an exhausting but exciting week this week as we try to find out what's been happening here in Pakistan and how can we help be part of the recovery from the difficulties of the last few years. And I arrived with a huge sense of optimism last night as we got to the airport. As we went through immigration, I got through very quickly, but my colleague Rasina was kept talking for several minutes, and I started to get a little nervous. You know, has something gone wrong? Does she have a criminal record I know nothing about? And all these things. And then finally she came through, and I said, so what was the issue? She said, the man on immigration was saying, should I take CFA level 1 or a data science specialism? How encouraging is that? Because the way out of any challenge is about education, is about talent development, is about finding people who have an appetite to want to grow and be part of something that can be bigger than it is. Now, many of you know the CFA program. for being an exciting time of your lives if you're a CFA charter holder, requiring huge dedication, commitment, and many hours of study, the Everest, if you like, of financial credentials. But as I think you started to get a picture there, there's much more to what we do as an institute around the world. Our mission is to promote the highest standards of ethics, education, and integrity for the greater good of society. And we have around about 190,000 charter holders spread in 160 countries worldwide, supported by 160 CFA societies, just like the excellent CFA society here in Pakistan. And our activities range from education, credentialing programs, developing new professional learning in the attempt for us to be your partner, if you like, on a road to continuous education. We get involved with research and policy determinations. We have many meetings with regulators this week. We do that in markets all over the world, sharing our knowledge, acquiring new knowledge, making sure that we have a general understanding of best practice and how to make sure that's scalable in different markets. Because our aim is to have market credibility, not just from market to market, but in a global context. And we work extremely hard to make sure that can happen.
Senior stalwarts of the capital markets of Pakistan, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for being here, joining us here today and making this event a successful one. I thank the distinguished guests for their participation and their enlightening words on CFA Society's Pakistan's journey for contribution to excellence in Pakistan's investment profession, financial industry, and the capital market. Pakistan Stock Exchange is extremely proud to have benefited from the support provided by the CFA Society of Pakistan for the upward and onward journey of Pakistan's capital.